Hey guys, how you doing? SquanU007, and I'm going to speak on why I do not have a Switch. And the reasons why I do not have a Switch is not because I'm not a fan of Nintendo, because I'm not, and it's not because I don't particularly care about Nintendo products. I have the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on Wii U, and I refuse to get it on a Switch because I will not get a Switch. And the reasons why I will not get a Switch is because I feel that this company died when Iwata died. And it's really starting to show with the release of the Nintendo Switch, their lackluster lineup, and this whole "it's not my fault" mentality of Nintendo. I'm going to go over here to the troubleshooting sites, or excuse me, the troubleshooting part of the Switch within this same website, and just show you what the topics or the featured topics are right now, which is blank screen or no image displayed on TV. The console has no power or has a blank screen. Console cannot be charged or charge doesn't last very long. Joy-Con not responding or responding incorrectly when used wirelessly. Now, just take a look at the rest of these, of course, and keep this in mind, because we're going to go to a small article from IGN, because 10 out of 10, of course. Nintendo comments on dock scratching, Switch screens, Joy-Con connectivity problems. Notice you didn't see dock scratches. I'll just make sure. Liquid spilled. Nope, dock scratches doesn't seem to be a thing here in the troubleshooting part because, you know, fuck people. Some users, I'm going to read right here. Some users reported that docking the Switch eventually results in hairline scratches along the corners of the screen. Speaking to Time, I'm guessing that's Time magazine, Fizame, I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Fizame said Nintendo Switch tour members hadn't seen Nintendo Switch units get scratched from docking the system. We have done, as you know, literally hundreds of events, starting with our activity back in January, and most recently the various tours that we continue to take the system out on. Fizame told Time, as soon as we heard this report, I asked my team, have we seen this in our own experience? And the candid answer has been no. Why would the team that you're paying to treat the system with kid gloves report scratching? Let's say that they did do this. They're not told to treat the equipment the same way us regular gamers would treat the equipment, which is our controllers are sometimes just I put my controller down, do everything else with it. Now, I'm not saying I don't clean my systems. I clean all my systems, my PS4, my PS3, and my fucking PC now, and my Wii U. I clean them all. In fact, the Wii U is not even mine. The Wii U is my girl's. But the only game I have on it is Monster Hunter. But I play Monster Hunter on it. And soon we will be playing Breath of the Wild on it as well. But that's off topic. They're not told to, you know, plug it in, take the Joy-Cons out, plug the Joy-Cons into something else, hand it to people and whatnot. No, they're not. They're not doing that. So that's kind of weird how he's saying that. Let's see. What's even worse is this. We're asking consumers a lot of questions, Fizame said. That's why we want to get consumers on our helplines so we can get as many get as much information to understand the situation. And I'm gonna stop it right there because you're Nintendo. You're supposed to have an R&D. You're supposed to have these things tested. To me, it sounds like you didn't test these things. Again, if Iwata was alive, this wouldn't have happened. I believe the fucking Wii U is what, 7 years old? Haven't had a problem with it. Hell, my fucking PS4 is since launch, and I haven't had a problem with it. Yeah, it gets a little loud because that's the way it was designed, but I haven't had a problem with it. The screen scratching of the Switch should have been sorted out in R&D. The Joy-Con thing, I'm not going to speak on the Joy-Cons. I don't like the Joy-Cons. They're too small for me. And they're having wireless issues from just trying to stand 10 feet away from them. Yeah, that is a problem. I mean, you should literally be able to lay on your bed and play this. This is a console. That's what consoles were made for. The other problem I didn't like is when I heard this. Nintendo says Nintendo says Switch dead pixels normal, not a defect. And I looked at that as dead pixels are not normal, they're never normal, and it is a defect. Let's see, where did I get this from? Eurogamer.net. What Nintendo says about dead pixels, of course, is small numbers of stuck or dead pixels are a characteristic of LCD screens. These are normal and should not be considered defect. Which is weird because it's not just here in 2004, but on a Nintendo Pro Nintendo site called Nintendo Life, that they say the same thing, except that when dead pixels were happening in the DS, they vowed to replace them in 2004. Again, notice the trend. Iwata was alive. The Switch dock itself, to me, I'm just moving on. The Switch dock itself, to me, looks cheaply made. Very cheaply made. Like, this grade of plastic is just bad. And going back to the screen, since the screen is basically plastic and not made with, say, Gorilla Glass, which they could have made this with Gorilla Glass and you wouldn't have scratches on the dock, which would offset the price probably about $50 maybe, which would have been a good price for the system anyway. I don't see a problem with $350 being a price for this system if it would perform at a better rate of the Wii U, which it should, considering it has 2 gigs of NVIDIA GPU RAM within it, and for some reason can't run the game docked better than it can portable. And for some reason is having a fucking issue with actual getting pixel counts right, or having the pixel count when it is docked running from 720p when in the handheld to 900p and docked, and then you see some real weird jaggies, or what could be, because this is not moving image, this could be what looks to be captured of what could be pixel crawl. Switch undocked looks way worse than the docked version, and I'll go through a lot more of these so you can see this. Hopefully it will transfer all right on YouTube, but you could kind of see where pixel crawl is happening, and a lot of them it's just not smooth. Like this one right here shows you draw distance, and you could actually see the docked and versus the undocked. And it's just weird to me, like, why is that a thing? Why is it running better undocked than it is docked? And for the life of me, I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue why. I just think that's a bad design. But speaking of bad designs, we're going to come to one of the last reasons I'm not going to get a Switch. I don't know what grade of plastic this is, but when you have companies that actually make skins for consoles or handhelds or anything that comes out with very good grades of plastic, like my fucking 3DS. My fucking 3DS. You can't see this because it's not on the screen. The plastic on there is so good. Like, it's quality plastic. What are the Joy-Cons made of that the adhesive of skins would literally damage the Joy-Cons? And here's from D-Brand, which is a good skin manufacturer, and that you could just slap skins on your console. I mean, I would have some on my console if I had some, but I don't. And then I stopped putting skins on my console and on the PS3 era. I just didn't want to anymore. But say if you did want to, you don't even have that option now, because it will damage your fucking shit. And who knows if damaging your damn your Joy-Cons voids your warranty. It's just very weird. It just seems that this product was rushed to me. I don't get it. I mean, you can read what he says there, but it's just weird. Like, after removing the skin, it's obvious that the coating on the Joy-Cons did not play well with any kind of adhesive. That shouldn't be a thing. That really shouldn't be a thing. I don't know. I wouldn't get a Switch at any point in time right now. I'd wait until they make better ones or whatever. It's not worth it. And if you are if you are going to go buy a Switch for Zelda Breath of the Wild, know that it is also on the Wii U. Know that there are problems on the Switch and the Wii U. They differ at some point with frame rates. I understand, but when they have the same frame rate issues, and I'm not saying they have the same frame rate issues frame for frame, they have them in different areas, but when they have almost as many frame rate issues on the Switch as they do the Wii U, again, the Wii U, just keep in mind, the Wii U is a 6-7 year old console. That's passable on the Wii U. The Switch is a couple of days old, a week maybe. That's not passable. That doesn't make sense. And the only game they have on their lineup right now for the Switch that is worth playing would be Breath of the Wild. I'm not going to put up any videos on Breath of the Wild just clocking out on the Switch. I believe that's already been done. I'm just giving you my opinion. I will put in the description Teardowns. I will put in the description a favorite YouTuber of mine that destroys the Switch. But to me, this seems very rushed just to get out into the hands of gamers, and I'm sorry, man. Gamers, you need to vote with your wallet. This should not stand. I'm sorry. It just should not stand. Because even if all the issues that are happening with the Switch is in the minority, this is not part of the minority. This is with all Switches. Anyway, this is Squan U007 signing out. Don't buy a fucking Switch. Make them fix their product first.